Blessings and welcome back, family. I have tried to make this video about 3 or 4 different times now. I'm hoping that this is the final one and there's no more issues. So I apologize for me being absent and sharing my encounter videos and everything. I just really haven't felt led to do so here recently. So I just do as I'm led in the spirit. But today, during my workout, I was actually inspired by the Holy Spirit to make this and come out here and talk about it. And of course, it was like in the middle of my workout today, and I was about to give up on myself. I know that a lot of you know my trials and where I started from and my whole entire journey. For those of you that don't know, part of my healing process and becoming a believer and a follower of the way, I was in a really bad car accident a long time ago, and I got addicted to pain meds after that. And I was on them for a very long time, very high doses, often, to the point where they stopped working for me, and I was obtaining them by means that I shouldn't have been. And you know, one thing led to another, and that's just it's copious amounts. And anyway, I became a believer in November of 2020, and 2 years after that, I quit cold turkey, everything completely, and it was a lot of stress on my body. Although Father did heal me, I was completely relieved of all pain and everything after that. But part of this journey means that the stress that my body went through from quitting like that and everything caused my muscles to atrophy. And I was very weak, even though I was also strong at the same time. It's like it was such a very strange sensation to go through something like that. And I had to rebuild all of my muscles. This time last year, I couldn't even do a rep of squats. And now I'm squatting with weights and I can do, full sets and reps with it all. But these past couple weeks, for some reason, have been a little bit harder for me, and I'm struggling a little bit. And I just got in the mindset of, again, I'm going to give up. I don't want to do this. Right. And then I realized that I was speaking death over myself. And I don't want to do that. And so that is the point of today's message and video. Kingdom talk equals kingdom thoughts and vice versa. We think, therefore we are. And I just, I started believing that I could do it, and I pushed through it, and I started feeling really a lot better, as I was talking to myself and speaking life into myself instead of speaking death. And there's so many scripture verses that back up all of this and everything, and I just want to encourage you guys and to not just like speaking life into yourself, but speaking life into other people around you, even if you don't want to. This is what's important, okay? Because when we're speaking negatively upon other people, it also impacts us negatively, because the thought and the seed originated with us, and then we're planting that seed in someone else. And so that sickness really carries on in between each and every person. You're having a bad day, so you're going to cause someone else to have a bad day. And it's just like a domino effect, and they're going to have a bad day. And who is going to stop the cycle? Someone needs to stop it, right? And it should originate with us. I don't care if you're talking to a non-believer, a believer, a brother, a sister, whoever it is. It doesn't matter if they're having a bad day. Don't don't add to it. We need to always be positive. And I know, like, Some of you that know me know I'm that realistic, overly optimistic person. I know it sounds like an oxymoron, but it's really my personality. Like, I'm a realist, but I'm also overly optimistic. Every single thing that I see and think and do, I always see the brighter side coming out of it. It's always got to work out in the end. That's always been my mindset, and I strongly believe that it is. And this was even before I was a believer. I knew that everything would just be okay. I know my type of personality really can get on people's nerves sometimes because that's just me. I'm like, "Oh, silver lining, there it is," unless it comes to myself, then I like tend to beat myself up. I think a lot of us might be like that, right? Like, I can't do this, I can't do that. No one wants me around. The enemy is like berating you, right? And then um it's like you have to stop the cycle and turn it around, in some way, shape, or form. And again, it all starts within the heart. Like, what is being poured out into your spirit is going to come out of your mouth. And you know what is it? There's that verse, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Right. So, are we speaking that life? Are we speaking the death upon people and ourselves? um if we really want to be a part of the kingdom and really get that mindset going, it's all going to start with how we think, and where our thoughts lead to, and how they treat, and being said to, like, other people. um it reminds me of, so I have some verses pulled up over here, and Philippians 4:8. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. I think that says it all, right? Well, as we can see, that was not the only hiccup. While trying to record this message, it just lets me know that it's super important and I'm not going to give up. I am going to continue, and the enemy can kick rocks. Um, anyway, where I had left off was, I believe, Philippians, and the first half of this video just has the thumbnail imagery to it, because the actual video got so corrupted, like the wording got off, and it was just too tedious to even try and fix it, and too time consuming and very frustrating. So here we are. I just want to finish up with a few verses about speaking life into ourselves and into others. And so, of course, we have Proverbs 18:21. The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. So, if people love hearing the bad thing, that's what they're going to eat. And if they love hearing the good things, that's what they're going to eat. So, regardless of what they want, we need to make sure that we're always producing good fruit for them and speaking life into everyone. I know it's gonna be a little bit of a challenge, but I really challenge myself and all of you to, just take a step back next time something happens and you have that thought come into your mind, and figuring out how you're going to approach said task in order to get it done, where it may seem like it's an impossible thing to do. So instead of saying, I can't do this, or I don't know how, or it's overwhelming, or, you know, um, you don't see a way to start it, and so you never want to finish anything because you're barely getting it started, right? Or you don't know how to get it started, and so you tell yourself, pretty much that's it, and then you don't start the thing because it seems like it's impossible on how to get the beginning to go. Or that implies anything, whether you're building something, or making a video, or doing a presentation. It can be anything in your life, even if it's I'm going to work out today, or I'm going to start working out. And then you think to yourself, how am I going to approach this? And then you give up before you even have started. So instead of, thinking that you can't do it and telling yourself that you won't do it or you don't know how, approach it as, how can I do this thing? How can I accomplish it? What can I do to make it start, to get that beginning going so that everything else will fall into place? Right? Our mindset is so important when it comes to doing anything. And if we continually tell ourselves that we can't do it, then, the enemy's not even going to be around because you're beating yourself up enough, and you are exactly where they want you to be. And so we always need to be a step above that, and always make sure that we're speaking life into every single person. If someone else is having a bad day and you're listening, just do your best to be supportive and be there, and be understanding and offer good fruit, and don't put on rotten fruit on top of somebody that's already having a bad day. Sometimes it's just an ear that they need and no advice. And so just listen. That's an important piece of fruit to have. Sometimes it's not always what we say, but sometimes it's not saying anything and just listening and being there for someone. Um, we've got Ephesians 4:29. Let no corrupting talk come out of your mouths, but only such as is good for building up, as fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear. Proverbs 15:4. A gentle tongue is a tree of life, but perseverance in it breaks the spirit. Sorry, perverseness in it breaks the spirit. You guys know I'm not good with words. It's just, let's read that again. A gentle tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness in it breaks the spirit. So, this is another way of speaking death over someone else. And, speaking those things can make someone actually like physically ill. Everything that happens in the spirit is going to manifest in real life. So, again, it's another example of we really need to be careful of what we say to other people, how harmful what we're saying can damage them. Um, we don't know what other people have been through. We don't know their journey. We do not know their walk. And sometimes things can be said to someone and you think that it's not going to harm them, but inside they're breaking. And I've had this happen to myself. And it was hard for me to pull myself out of like a really deep depression that came over me because of this situation that happened. And for a while I started thinking that I was not worthy because I was made to believe that I was not worthy. Um and just of human value in general, right? It's rough. It's okay though. We'll make it. It's what the body is about. It's what it's supposed to be about. Hmm. Proverbs 10:11. The mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. John 6:63. The words that I speak to you are spirit and they are life. Proverbs 18:20. From the fruit of his mouth a person's stomach is filled. With the harvest of his lips he is satisfied. All of these verses really need understanding of what we should be doing, and treating one another and speaking life over others and building each other up and encouraging one another. there's too much division and back talk and everything going on within the community and just people in general. They're so divisive, and I swear so many of them just thrive on drama, and I'm not about that. I never have been, and it's really bad for the spirit. If for the spirit of the person that is creating the issues and the person that's receiving it on the other end, it's not healthy. I just I pray that we can edify one another and speak life to each other and not death. Eat the good fruit and produce good fruit. Inspect the fruit before you consume it. Um, I guess that's really all I have for the message today. Um, I love you guys, and I pray this blesses and reaches those who need to hear it. I needed to hear it, which is why I'm saying it out loud and sharing it with you guys. So I love you all and have a blessed day.